at the last game and some of the things that went well and some things that didn't go well, what was your overall take on it?
We finished. Like, we went in the locker room at halftime, and we wasn't coming back in without a win. And that's what everybody's goal was, and everybody just rallied behind each other. One play at a time, and we came out victorious.
Can you take me, even though y'all didn't can you take me to, like, the punch-out, kind of what you were thinking?
Shoot, I'm trying to end it. I was trying to end the game. He did an outside release dig. Like, you don't see that a lot. And he caught the balls, but when he caught the ball, I'm like, I got to make a play to end the game. And I tried to get it out, went right to Blake's hands, left Blake's hands, went to my hands, then went to DAC hands. Just got a bad bounce, and they got the ball back and scored. But we ain't flinch. CJ ain't flinch, and the offense ain't flinch, and they came out and scored the game-winning touchdown.
What's kind of been your specialty? Are you always thinking that?
Yeah, always. Because at nickel, there's not a lot of chance you're going to catch interceptions at nickel unless you got great break on the ball or something like that, or just guessed right. Well, I would say that. So you try to get the ball as much as you can. That's my goal, is to go out and punch the ball as much as I can. I'm trying to get 11. If I get 11, I think that'd be the most in one season. So, yeah.
This was something that Willie Smith would advocate and talk about a lot last year. How much did that stick with you, some of the teachings like that?
Well, it stuck with me a lot. We used to watch him all the time with Alir, and I still watch him to this day, just trying to get the ball out, see ways to get the ball out, and that's what I'm trying to do, and I know my teammates trying to do the same.
What was your mindset when you looked at the clock, seeing there's 46 seconds left, and you seen CJ running on it?
Shoot. When they score, usually when you fumble, you get a fumble, and they get the ball back, or you drop an interception, they score. If you look up the stats, usually it'd be over with. So when CJ went out there, I was just looking at the fans. I didn't want to look, so I didn't look. They made the first play. Everybody screaming and stuff. I was about to look back. I'm like, no, I ain't gonna do that. I'm just keep looking this way at the fan. And then he went down and he scored, and you seen him walking in the middle of the field. That's CJ for you.
Speaking of not looking, did you want to look whenever Dari attempted his field goal?
Oh yeah. I had to look at that. For him to do that, he's an athlete. His family, they born athletes, and he practiced it a lot at practice. I never thought he would actually get the opportunity to do it, but he had the opportunity, and he nailed it. So I'm happy for him. I'm happy for our coaches for even putting him in that position because he practiced it at practice. So he was ready. He didn't flinch, and he went out there and got the job done.
What was it like to finally win one of those games? Sometimes this year you all have come up short, but you finally got the win on Sunday.
It means a lot. Like, to see, like, us doing that, we showing that we can play with anybody. Like, we just got to put it all together, play complementary football. And I feel like when the offense going, the defense got to go. When the defense going, the offense got to go. Or if the defense not going, like they went down and scored, the offense don't flinch and they go out and win the game. So I feel like if we continue playing complementary football, we're going to be all right.
Aside from y'all's day-to-day grind, how much conversation do y'all have amongst yourselves about y'all's larger goals?
Oh. A lot. Like, in the locker room, that's all we talk about. Everybody just want to win. We want to turn this organization around. That's the thing that we're trying to do. We're not just trying to go out here and just play. We're trying to actually get things going, get to the playoffs, and one game at a time, one play at a time, and one day at a time at practice. And we continue to do that. I feel like the sky's the limit for us.
What's the defense's reaction when y'all lose Jimmy and MJ? Seeming back to back.
Like, you practice all week. You never know when your opportunity gonna come. So I feel like nobody didn't flinch. Everybody just got to go out there and do their job because you practicing it all week. Even if you're not getting the reps, you got to pay attention. You got to watch film because you never know when your number's going to be called. And like for DHC, his number was called. He just got here a week ago. His number was called. He was out there playing, almost ended the game on the fumble recovery. So I feel like we don't flinch. If everybody continue doing what they're doing and paying attention when you need to be paying attention during the week, I feel like we're going to be all right.
The organization has been through a lot the past couple of years.
Mm-hmm.
Coming into this year, yourself, or did you see this team exceeding the expectations of where they are now?
Oh yeah, I feel like we supposed to have more wins than we got now. So we just putting it all together. Like I feel like the sky's the limit for us. We just go out there and we all play, like I said, complimentary football, play together, don't flinch. I feel like we can beat anybody, and we just got to continue doing that.
You've described that fumble hitting your hands, DHC's hands, Cashman's hands. Did you know all that happened in the play, or was this after you've gone back?
No, I knew it happened because it literally touched both of my hands. Like, I'm thinking I'm about to get to unsportsmanlike conduct. Like, I'm thinking the game over with. When I punched it out, and I seen Blake have it, then went straight to my hands. Blake hit it out my hands, and then DHC, I don't even know what happened. But I looked up, and I see Mike Evans. I'm sick. I thought the game was over. I ain't going to lie. I thought it was over once they scored that touchdown. And then here comes C.J. Stroud, Tank Dell and them guys. So I'm happy.
Let's do some more. You mentioned that you guys are focused on turning this franchise around. And there was an interview not too long ago where C.J. talked about he wants the fans to wear Texans gear with pride.
Yes, sir.
Do you sense that the fan base is kind of giving you guys that now? Like,
Oh, yeah. You heard it yesterday. Like, the fans, they giving us, like, third downs and stuff. They're going crazy. Like, when the offense need a play, they're being quiet. We tell them to be quiet, they be quiet. I feel like if we continue winning at home, the fans going to continue supporting us as much as possible. Because winning away, yeah, we want to win away, but you got to win at home. And if we continue winning at home, shoot, the fans going to continue coming out each and every week.
What's the self-critique of the defense? It was the first time since week 2 y'all giving up more than 21 points. Obviously, y'all won the game. Everybody's happy.
Yeah.
What's y'all's own self-critique?
Don't let them score. Don't let them get in the red zone. And we just got to stop them. We just got to stop them. We don't like giving up points, but there was a lot of things that happened yesterday that we couldn't avoid because a lot of people got hurt and stuff. But at the end of the day, if we keep the ball inside and in front of us, nobody can score. Just dinking and dunking all the way down the field. Offense coordinators don't like doing that. They want to take a chunk shot or whatever. But if we keep the ball inside and in front of us, I feel like it's going to be hard for teams to score on us. So we just got to continue doing that.
Thanks, Xavier. Thank
Yep.
See ya. On the long touchdown, which tied Michael Pittman Jr. for the longest touchdown catch of the season. Can you take us through your route and kind of the feeling? It's feeling great for you.
Yeah, we got a look from Tampa that we were expecting, looking for throughout the week. We knew we had opportunity for a big play, which is why we wanted to come out of the half with it. So when we saw it, I just tried to stay detailed on my route and execute. And we made the big play. Tank made a huge block to spring us. So it was a big play for us.
Career high for yards for you too. What did it mean to you to put up those kind of numbers?
It's big anytime I can help make an impact for my team. I feel like I had more opportunities to do that on Sunday, and I capitalized on them, and it's great to help us get a win.
Did you see Tank block in that moment, or are you focused on the end zone and went straight to the end zone?
No, I saw Tank lay the block, and I knew once he did lay the block that we were getting to the end zone. So I definitely appreciate Tank for that.
CJ mentioned that on that last drive, y'all had a brief conversation about adjusting your route.
Right.
A little shorter.
Right.
First of all, how often does that happen with CJ, and how impressive is that, if at all? Like, what stands out to you about him being able to do that, such a young player?
That's huge. There's a lot of 6, 7, 8 year quarterbacks that you don't see take ownership of the offense in a situation like that, especially to go ahead and we both noticed that the linebackers were playing a little bit deeper, expecting us to sit down at a certain spot, and for him to take ownership of that and say, sit down here, I'm gonna put the ball in you, we're gonna get this thing rolling, and for us to execute, it just speaks to how special CJ is and how he sees the game.
Was there ever any doubt in your mind once you were on that field 46 seconds that you all were going to win that game?
No, I think we made a decision at halftime that we weren't coming out without a W. One play that stood out to me, I don't even think we got points on the drive. It was like 3rd and 14. We threw a screen to Nico, and we said in the huddle, like, we're getting this first down no matter what. And for us to get it, it kind of just gave us that confidence that, when we're focused and when we're on it, we can get our job done.
What was it about the halftime adjustment? Like, what did you all
It wasn't too much strategically said. It was just, lock in a little bit more. We didn't feel like they were doing too much to stop us. We felt like we kind of were shooting ourselves in the foot here and there. So, just to eliminate that as much as we can, we felt like we'll come out victorious.
Bobby Slow said he called you the most consistent player in training camp. And then, of course, you saw your injury one. I'm curious, how tough was that to miss those amount of games, and how is it for you to kind of be able to showcase what I'm sure you believe what you were capable of, and coaches as well?
Yeah, it's definitely tough to put in a good off season and then suffer injury to start the season. But I know it's a long year. It's not the first time I've been hurt, so I know how to stay focused and come back ready to make an impact. And that was my focus as soon as I went down, is to come back and hit the ground rolling. And I think we've done a good job of that.
So, day to day, week to week grind, what y'all focus on. How much conversation are y'all having, or just in your own personal interactions with your teammates? How much conversation is being had about y'all's bigger picture goals and what could potentially come of the season if y'all get these?
I think we're constantly thinking about it. We got group chats talking football outside of the building. Just random texts at night. Just what do we see here? What do we see there? So I think we're all focused. We're all hungry, and we want to get this thing going in the right direction.
Do you feel like you're 100%? Do you feel like you're in a consistent rhythm at 100% coming from the injury? Or do you feel like you have still a ways to go before you feel really comfortable?
No, I feel good. I feel good. I felt good since the Saints game coming back. That was my goal, to hit the ground running, and I feel like I did that.
Back in Columbus, what did you already know about CJ and before you got here, and your teammates, and now that you've been teammates for a while, what did you learn about him?
Well, to be honest, until I got here, I didn't know a whole lot about him. We didn't overlap at all at Ohio State. I knew he was a hell of a quarterback. I follow Ohio State since I've left. I was just looking forward to get here and working with him. And since the day I got here working with him, you could tell he's a different guy, and he's special. You don't come across quarterbacks like this often, and I'm glad to be playing with him.
How is it to have multiple wide receivers at any given moment to be able to get 100 yards in a game?
Right. I think it speaks to the depth we have in our room. We still got Rob, who's been sidelined for a couple of weeks, who can come out and do the same thing. So, I think it makes us hard to defend, hard to game plan for, and I'm excited about what our room can do.
On Tank and the block, I don't know if that's the right way, but what is it, for somebody his size, what is it about him? Is it the attitude or approach? What is it about him that allows, and does it shock you at all that somebody that size is that willing and able to block him the way that he did, kind of put you guys out in that fashion?
Yeah, you cut on the tape. I don't think Tank knows he's that size. I think he's willing to go in there and do whatever he's got to do, and I respect him for that. Appreciate that, and I think that's why he's special. Because he'll go across the middle, make a catch, he'll throw a block. He's in there doing what he's got to do.
How influential are you in that though? Because with your former team, one way that you were able to get on the field at first was because of the way that you blocked it,
Right.
blocking skills. Have you been teaching some of these wide receivers some of that, or such as Tank?
I'm not the most vocal guy. I try to lead by what I do. I think that Tank and the young guys, everybody in the room, we all take a little bits and pieces from each other's game. I think if I can rub off on them in that way, I'm definitely appreciative of that. But I think that's his own want to right there.
Midway through the season, what surprised you the most about this team? New coach, new quarterback, a bunch of new players. What surprised you the most about this team so far?
Not much, really. I think that during the offseason when I got here, I saw that we got a lot of special pieces, a lot of pieces that maybe some people don't know a whole lot about, but real football players. And I was excited from the get-go to get out here and display that with them. And I think we're heading on the right track.
After the game, CJ and a couple other others gave a lot of credit to offensive coordinator Bobby Sloyd. Even more so in the second half, did you see anything shift with Bobby Sloyd, or what did you see from your standpoint?
I think he in the second half he kind of just opened it up a little bit, just put the ball in the air. We also still ran the ball, but just seeing what's working and what's not, and being willing to adjust and on the fly. And I think that's one of Bobby's best things, and he did it well.
Your first few years, the production wasn't there, but the past couple seasons, you've been able to really show the league what type of talent you have. What's been the biggest change from your
Yeah, I think I came in. Well, first I left college early, a little bit raw, talent-wise, but I had things that I could do as far as blocking the special teams that allowed me to stay around and until my game kind of transformed to where it is now. Along with that, losing a lot of weight. I came in the league about 225. I'm about 205 now. So, I'm moving better, I'm more explosive, and I think it's paid off.
Thanks, Mom.
No doubt.
stuck out to you the most?
I mean, the communication's been clear. It's been clear for weeks, but I think just getting over that hump of making those tight plays. You go back and you watch the film. I mean, there's multiple passes, and those last two especially, where like he hits tank and like it's got to be a perfect ball, and he throws a perfect ball. And so I think getting to that point where it's like, we've been so close in the past few weeks, and like finally, we're able to put a drive together and really put it on CJ's shoulders to get it done, and like he stepped up in a big way.
Coming off the field after the turnover, you kept patting your chest. Patting your chest makes the motion like, it's me. How good did it feel to be able to, not only recover from that, but to be able to be one of the, intricate parts of you all winning that game on Sunday?
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I had a feeling like early in the week that game was going to be like a big game, for us and like specifically for me. It's just I can't tell you why. It was before the game plan even went in, and like I woke up and like I knew, I just as a player you feel those feelings sometimes, and you're like, damn, it's gonna be a good day. And so when your first catch is a catch, and one of the best linebackers in the league knocks it out, it's like, all right, well, shit, like. You know what I mean? Like it was laughable to me on the sideline because like I'd been feeling that way all week, and like of course the first freaking catch is a fumble, and so you get back to the sideline, and like I just wanted to make sure everybody knew that like I don't take that lightly. Like turnovers or something that obviously sets the offense back, and I mean our defense got it back, and I mean stopped them held them to a field goal. So it's like, it's not the end of the world, man. Like, happened in the first quarter. We got the whole game ahead of ourselves. And, I just wanted to make sure that everybody knew that, like, I was trying to hold myself accountable for, a mistake and putting us behind.
Dalton, CJ said yesterday that after that turnover had happened, he went up to you and said, hey, you're going to make a play today. You're going to be a big part of the game. What did that mean to you? Can you take us through the mentality for you of that game after hearing those words and bouncing back during that game?
Yeah, I mean, that's just who CJ is. Like, he's going to say that, like, to anybody. I mean, he's got, an unbelievable belief, not only in himself, but in those around him. And that's just him being a leader.
Do you think there was something intentional from CJ or Bobby or anybody with the offense that the very next play went to you?
Not really. I'll leave it at that.
I'm curious, I don't know if we've talked to you about this since it happened, but I'm just curious because there was a play at the end of the Falcons game. Well, not Falcons. What was the game where you made the Falcons?
Yeah.
Made your adjustment. I'm curious about that though. Is that normal? Like,
No.
Where quarter, so like, can you talk about I guess the significance of that, or what has impressed you most, and maybe his ability to kind of see things and then make adjustments like that?
Well, really, it's like you could talk about all those things all you want, but I mean, at the end of the day, it's Bobby who greenlights all that stuff. And so, for CJ to have the trust in his receivers and guys catching the ball to make those adjustments and like not only throw that ball and a rep that literally we haven't ever gotten, to Bobby greenlighting that and like Bobby trusting in CJ and everybody else to do it, like to me that says more about Bobby being able to trust a young rookie to hand those keys off and be like, hey man, like get it done.
There's a lot of newness to this team. Obviously, CJ's a rookie. It's your first year here, but y'all collecting receipts. Yesterday is probably one of the more impressive examples. How much does a result like that, and ending like that, an environment, and atmosphere like that, sort of impact your opinion about this team? And how much do y'all discuss that, like after a game? Exactly what you guys can be, what y'all's potential.
I mean, we all knew, like, what we're capable of, and even after a hard-fought win like that, like we could have played so much better, like on both sides of the ball. And I think, we've been seeing glimpses and talking about it for a long time, and I think to just finally have it show up, and by nothing more than getting a win in a hard-fought game like that, like, it gives the team a lot of confidence. Like, at the end of the day, like, we all believe that that's going to happen every week. But to actually get the end result, different story.
There's just a difference between, like, these few years, there's a difference between, like, the belief, the institutional belief, and then knowing what you should, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's faith and belief. You know what I mean? It's the same difference.
Playing the wide receiver and tight end position. Yesterday, CJ was able to spread the ball around to all of you all. When you have him playing for a quarterback like that, how exciting is that for somebody at your position, knowing that at any point in time I could get back-to-back?
Man, shit, it's excited for everybody. Like, when you have a quarterback that's playing well, like, anybody can get the ball anytime. Like, you're never dead. Because, I mean, even when it's not your ball and the coverage is, probably saying you should throw it somewhere else, that dude just scrambles out, and, like, you might get a shot on a scramble. Like, there's never a dead play, especially, young kid playing so well. Like, man, we're live all times.
Noah had such a good game yesterday. What did you see from him just through practice and through the games since he's come back from the injury? Just what are your thoughts on him?
Man, I keep telling him this. Like, I wish like y'all could have seen him like 3-4 years ago. Just like how far that Noah's come. Like, he's been like nose to the grindstone for every year that I've been with him. I mean, that guy loves ball just as much as anybody, but to actually put the work in and, like, finally start to see some big-time payoffs, like, dude, I'm so happy for the guy. Like, he's been working his ass off, and, like, I can't say that enough. And so to see him go out there and, like, finally, get that big game that he's been so deserving of the last few years, like, man, it's awesome.
It seems kind of obvious, but when you're in 2-minute or 46-second mode, CJ said this yesterday, that first play going the way it does positively is such a huge part of making that drive work. Is that the way you see it, like when that gets going and you're off?
I mean, yeah, the biggest thing is you can't have negative plays in 2 minutes. Like, so yeah, a positive play is great because you're doing what you're supposed to be doing.
Your locker is right next to Tank, and yesterday when Noah had his big run, Tank, threw the block.
Sprung it.
And Noah said that Tank thinks he's bigger. He thinks he's bigger than what his actual stature is. When you're having those type of conversations with him right there, can you see that as well?
Hell yeah. You talked to Tank before? Yeah, you know he's bigger than he is, huh? You can hear it. Yeah.
All right, thanks all. Thank you.
Cool.
Thanks.